Hunter x Hunter 417 coming up right now. Bow, 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 bow.
It can you look, just hold on before we get too deep into it. How many pellets are in this motherfucker? And you know he didn't just stop squeezing after this first round.
Hold on, let me see if I can count.
At least 20.
Between 32 and 34.
No way. No way.
Bow, bow,
30.
bow, bow, bow. So we just back. Look at his face. He really hates this man. Bro is looking like he's trying to squeeze out the meanest shit of all time. He's got like a Ganon face on. This is crazy.
He does look like Ganon. Oh my gosh.
Salkov don't know what's going on. Further confirmation, Salkov don't know what's going on. Because his face looks like how his body language looked there.
Yeah.
First of all, pause. Second of all,
I wasn't even paying. Hold on, scroll back. Just, oh my gosh. Yeah. Of course.
So terrified. But I mean, hey, Sari did give him the heads up, I guess. He said,
This is probably,
your words are a pox upon society. You are hereby sentenced to death.
Ew.
Just stomped on it?
Oh, he's stomping on the wood?
Yes.
Oh. Dang. Dude, serious.
This is a ruse? Since when? For how long? Sear this into your brain on your way to hell. I'm the one who consigned you to oblivion. The bottom of my boot is the last thing you will see. And they stomped on his face?
Hold on, you do see the boot. You do see the boot hovering over his face. Dang. Oh, he just got off. He just got off. Look at that face.
He loves it. Oh no. See, look. Remember what I said at the end of the last chapter? I thought you'd have a counter ability. You're right. Looks like you were still just practicing, having just learned it. Let me give you a piece of advice. Zetsu is very dangerous. It quells your guardian spirit beast as well. Do you even hear me? Yes, he hears you. Unfortunately, dog.
Dude, his whole head is okay, this is crazy. The briefest of brief comments here.
Yeah.
If he thought that Sari had a counter ability, why did he just go in there guns blazing? Because he wasn't doing that with Camilla.
I think the answer is because he's out of time, and his actual worst case scenario in his mind is he kills everybody but Sari. So him dying and not killing everybody else, but not killing Sari, is preferable to him killing everybody else but Sari.
Okay, I suppose so. Because this just seemed like emotion.
It is emotion, also, but it's his emotional priority list that informs the rest of it. Because ultimately, if he wants to kill anybody, he wants to kill TSERRIEDNICH.
Yeah.
Whichever. I'll say TSERRIEDNICH, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like that's what's happening here. Because yes, it's emotion. He hates him more than anybody else, more than anyone else. Like, I don't even think more than any of his other siblings. I think more than any other human on planet Earth. Like, he's the ruler of the Kakin military, basically. He's the general. He probably doesn't hate any of the adversaries in any of the other nations on Earth as much as he hates TSERRIEDNICH. Just him. He's number one on the op list.
You can see it in his face.
Bro just hit the... he hit the Ricky. Oh my God.
You know? This is that. My thirst has been quenched.
Hey, I'm going to use this face from now on when you say that shit. I'm going to Photoshop out this. I'm gonna crop out this panel. I'm putting that in the edit too. Is First Prince Benjamin real, or is he an illusion too? And if this isn't real, what about them? Is everyone here seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Hey, you. Yes, sir. You have the opportunity to provide testimony about this. Say truthfully what you saw. He said the same thing as TSERRIEDNICH. Fourth Prince TSERRIEDNICH was human scum. I was planning to kill him regardless of the succession battle. So this is basically vigilantism. That piece of trash is absolutely not a fallen hero of the great Khakeen succession battle. I executed TSERRIEDNICH at my sole discretion. His numerous crimes will be laid bare at trial. I have pardons and commuted sentences ready for anyone willing to testify against him. Think it over. Is it just a coincidence? Could this actually be real? TSERRIEDNICH really died? Was he really attacked by Benjamin? Is there a way to know for sure? Theta's injury. Only people who use Nen can see it. If that's gone. Salkov and Danjin will be handed over to the Central Justice Bureau and held there. Our military will also move there and use the 7th floor and its courtrooms as our Joint Force Command Center. Complete the preparations for taking over before I get there. Oh, so he's headed to the Justice Bureau now. This is where the real battle begins, fellow princes. He's got more. Okay, he's got another container for the TSK. Sacrifice yourselves. What was that?
Nah, he says strapped with the TSK.
Facts, he's ready. Sacrifice yourselves for the continued prosperity of the great Khakeen Empire. Does not load all the way. Hold on, let me refresh the page. Okay. There we go. How many princes? 2, the 5th and the 6th. So few. Where are the others? The 3rd and 7th princes escaped before the proclamation. A hunter assaulted Kanjidal and assisted in the 7th prince's escape. We can use that as leverage. After taking over the Justice Bureau, open a special tribunal and slap the Hunter Association with an extradition order. Demand they search and capture the 3rd and 7th princes in exchange. Okay, what's up, Remy? I want to take a quick second because there was a tweet I saw earlier I want to comment on. We saw... We've seen Benjamin and Camilla both be rash, but there is a contingency on Hunter x Hunter Twitter that feels like a lot of people's favoritism towards Benjamin and sort of like derision or, like skepticism of Camilla's character or labeling her as just dumb is formulated in some sort of prejudice. And I just don't think that's the case. And so here's my thoughts on why. Because in times like this, over and over, we see Benjamin also express very methodical, meticulous, contingent thoughts. I think the chapter's called Contingency, as a matter of fact. He's had many of those. Now, while Camilla does also have contingencies, it's not as obvious. So what I would say is the problem with people viewing Camilla's character is it's somewhat accurate, but it's somewhat a literacy issue because she does have strategy to a certain point, but I also think it even in that strategy, it's just she takes extreme action at all times. So for example, we have her counter ability, we have the have-nots, all things that I find interesting and compelling about her character. In fact, I do think she's much more intelligent than people give her credit for. However, a lot of her intelligence or the things you may notice about Camilla that may make her come off as intelligent are in the subtext. So it's in between two concepts here. One, it's in the subtext, so I would consider people's inability to have come to terms with her competence is a literacy issue. But on the other token, I think her competence is a lot more criticizable because she ends up in compromised positions, like exterior compromised positions, far more often because she just operates like 0 to 100, and she's banking on contingencies rather than having second and third options, it would seem. But nonetheless, still think she's an intelligent, pretty well-rounded, pretty well-defined character. But I can see why some people may have trouble giving her credit and why other people do like to give her credit.
How can people come to such set conclusions though when Camilla hasn't even had that much screen time? We saw her kind of make
well, pretty much everything she does is rash. Like, to be honest, she does have other contingencies though. Like, we see her with the have-nots, we see her with her ability, and the thing that I think is the most striking about her intelligence or her composure or her competence is how relatively calm she's been amongst all of this, including the declaration of martial law. Because I think very oftentimes she does understand which actions are within the scope of her ability to actually do something. Just like when Benjamin ran in the room, he got hit with that have-not curse immediately. I think that's competent and that's smart, and that serves as a form of her ability to form traps and things like that. But I think the problem is very often that they're not adjustable. A lot of her intelligence is very fixed. It doesn't assume the necessity for contingencies thus far, and it may. But you look at the black cat, it's like, all right, you kill me directly, I respawn. You look at the have-nots, it's like, all right, I put this curse on them directly, they will die after a time period. But what about if they manage to exercise the curse or deal with it, or have a Hatsu or a spirit beast that can deal with it within the parameters of the time that they would otherwise die? You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen that from her yet, which is okay. She might have it, but I see why, more so on a logical way, I see why people would reach the conclusion that maybe she's just rash and kind of a buffoon. But at the same time, I think that is unwise because they're not really looking at the subtext of some of the other things she's been able to accomplish. Because yeah, she is a brash character, and Kacho kind of was as well, right? But even in Kacho's case, it was a subversion of her actual personality. It was put on as a front. It's not in Camilla's case, but there are other layers to Camilla that belie that superficial personality.
I like the way that you framed it.
But then on the other end, like, honestly, like, yeah, I do think I don't think it's as driven, because like what I was seeing on Twitter, right? A lot of people think it's driven by prejudice or like sort of like a misogynistic angle. I don't think anybody's thinking about Camilla that deep, to be honest. And for the most part, people really do rock with the female characters in Hunter. So I can't see it that way. I can't really entertain that. But it is just like on the surface, if you are not empathizing with her or resonating with her, that you're probably, unless you're reading into very carefully the other stuff that she's doing, you're going to see her as brash. Benjamin isn't that impressive either. Well, I think they're both impressive, to be honest. I am a little more impressed by Benjamin at this point because he's like two sides of the same coin. He is both like a warmonger general, but also very effective as a strategist. You can see it even in these remarks here, right? It's like sometimes he's overcome by emotion, but he's very easily able to collect himself and run a plan. I think that in this case, there was no perfect plan for how to deal with Sari once he barged in and saw he knew Ned. He thought he would have a counter type, so he was kind of looking for that. I don't know why you would spring that trap if so. Obviously, it's not going to be the same as Camilla's trap, but it would be dangerous, and you sprung a trap anyways. So, what's he going to do? Reverse time, get Salkov out of that situation, and then whatever. I don't know. He's going to do something. Do I think it was wise for Benjamin to do what he did? No. But my question would be to anybody who has something to say about that, what could he have really done instead? He's on a fixed time window, and this is obviously the person he wanted gone the most. He didn't really have time to think about it. And if he did take time to think about it, that would have provided an avenue for, I mean, granted, not much stronger, but TSERRIEDNICH to get stronger, or for TSERRIEDNICH to escape. Neither of which he wants. So, I mean, stuck in between a rock and a hard place, maybe, but definitely still agreeable that it's not optimal. Did you finish the chapter? No, not yet. We're in the middle of it. Okay, little catch up here. 100 assault.
Last comment before you start.
Go ahead.
Just simply saying, I think that it's premature for people to put labels on any of the characters when all their layers haven't been revealed. Very simply.
I somewhat agree. You go. You can go. I'll extrapolate after you're done.
Yeah, just simply because if you had taken some of these characters at face value, like Morena and Benjamin,
Yeah.
Morena kind of, there was something ditzy about her possibly before you saw that she was more complex than how she initially presented. And Benjamin, I could have mistaken him for a meathead before I saw how tactical he was.
Absolutely.
So with Camilla, she's going to come off hasty. She's going to come off kind of like, you know, like you kept saying, like
brash, boorish, whatever,
brash,
aggressive, like, yeah, any of the things. And I think she very much is rooted in those personality traits, but I don't think that is everything she has to offer as a character. Like, it's, you know, Benjamin is taking precautions for a reason, you know, and you could say it's just her Nen ability, but like the thing is, if she's the second prince, right? He was her neighbor at all times. If he thought she was an easy lick, he would have attempted to dispose of her the same way Mimose got disposed of. Or Saleh. That did not happen, right? So there is a respect here within the characters for Camilla. And then you look at, you know, she has a system nobody else had. She has curse users ready to die for her. That is a system that nobody else has in place except Beyond. Now, Beyond's curse is obviously much stronger, but to run second to Beyond isn't even anything to be scoffed at in the first place. But I will also say that while I do think analyzing these characters concretely before we're done dealing with them is a mistake, I do think at the same time you have to provide room for yourself, just for the sake of enjoying the story and processing as it goes, to evaluate and then reevaluate at any given time.
Yeah, that's also fun.
But in that, I think we're both on the same page in saying that people's opinions, especially in this instance towards Camilla, are probably a bit too hasty.
Yeah.
We have the subtext we need to not draw that conclusion already. So, yeah, whatever.
That was a nice tangent. Okay, let's get back into the mix.
Yep. Okay. A hunter assaulted Kanjida and assisted in the Seventh Prince's escape. We can use that as leverage. After taking over the Justice Bureau, open a special tribunal and slap Hunter Association with an extradition order. Demand that they search and capture Third and Seventh Princes in exchange. It seems the Third Prince might have manipulated Kovin-Toba with his guardian spirit beast ability. Kovin-Toba himself admits to aiding and abetting and desires to be held and monitored. That's an interesting... No need to hold him. If he was aware of it, it was semi-coercive. He was manipulated to aid Zhonglei under certain circumstances. I will hear them out. That's brand new, ain't it? We didn't know that.
We'll circle back to this.
All right. So, Kovin-Toba having some portion of the ability of the coin trigger, I suppose. As for room 1009, Captain Balsamico was found unconscious sitting in a chair. He's the one person in the room. Okay, he was unharmed, and once he awoke and was asked the questions you had prepared, he proved to be himself without a doubt. Where's Hulkenberg? What's going on? Wasn't it an ability to switch bodies? It was obvious from Vic's actions. Hulkenberg switched bodies somehow and activated his ability using Balsa's body. The captain also volunteered to be held, and he and Kovin-Toba are confined to the mess hall. What shall we do? I will deal with these two princes first. I want to talk to them alone. Everyone, including those in the mess hall, go outside and stand by. Yes, sir. Kovin-Toba and Balsamico.
That's crazy.
They both look bothered. Understandable. Who was this Furby looking dude that just walked in the room? What's up with you, bro? Why do you look like that? He looked like the damn speed thing from Greed Island, the little puffball. All right, whatever.
He looked like Karibo from
Rebo's a good shout too. Yeah, that's kind of or fucking Tangela.
Oh no,
Something.
You look crazy.
Okay, so they've got Tyson and Tubeppa. Hello, my dear brother. How do you do? Hi. Sorry to keep you waiting, and thank you for your cooperation. I'll explain in brief about how we got here. I regret that there was a traitor in my army who stole part of a biological weapon. Oh dear, how scary. Who was it? Look, the dichotomy in the personalities already, it's... Love you, Togashi. We know who did it. It was one of my personal guards who we believe to be connected to Camilla through though our investigation is ongoing. The weapon component isn't usable by itself, but we will do all we can to get it back, thus the martial law. Why did you even bring it on board? Excellent question, Tubeppa. To deal with the dangerous creatures on the new continent. Well, as long as there's no danger of it being used, we can go back to killing each other, right? Dark humor. Listen, I'll let you know, I'm very personally rooting for Tyson to win. Tyson's just vibes. And it's not really a serious win. It would just be fun to me. It would make me laugh.
It would be fun too.
I would be okay with it too. There's been an update on that. The hunter called Karapika has a theory that if multiple princes are still alive by the deadline, Kakin would lose the protection of its guardian spirit, and the current regime will collapse. However, we can all survive. I brought you here because I thought it would be worth a debate among us all, but I'm afraid some refuse to entertain the idea. Just let that joint out, you bastard.
Are any of the guards still in this room? He just smoked everybody?
No, he smoked the table, because it has a, if you remember, it has a very acute spread radius.
Okay. Oh, so you have to be within this a
certain distance to make it fatal.
Yeah, just AoE.
It's like 1 to a few meters or something. I think it's like 1 meter.
So not everybody in that room is gone. Okay.
Benjamin, you're a bastard. Confinement with the VIP living quarters will continue until martial law is lifted. It's only a matter of time before we reacquire the weapon. As a formality, we will conduct a safety inspection of each of your quarters. Are they setting traps under the covers of the inspection? Did he need to go so far as to declare martial law just for that? There must be another intent. How much of this was true? We can be present for those inspections? Of course. I think you're the worthiest to be king, even without the succession battle. Survival of the monarchy and prosperity. The succession battle has meaning, but even if the theory the monarchy would collapse if the process doesn't complete is true, and there's a will to overturn the whole thing, the one closest to the throne is still you, and the monarchy would only shift into a military regime. Only once you and Camilla are gone will this proposal be persuasive. Yo, I can't lie. Tubeppa has been a massive sleeper character throughout this arc, because Tubeppa hasn't done like anything. However, every thought that Tubeppa has it's gold. Like,
yeah,
it's really on point analysis, like very pragmatic, but very productive. Got a nice shot of the Black Whale one. Area A, all clear. Area B, secured. All areas of Tier 3 secured. Prince Benjamin, he's on Tier 3? Or no. He's arriving to his room, so they're just making announcements. Okay. Prince Benjamin on deck. Your Highness, what? I still don't think we should be with you. The attacks that remain inside us are still unknown. What about troop morale, and if anything happened to you? How trivial. Focus on analyzing enemy abilities if you have time to fret over trifling risks. You risked your lives to take on these enemy attacks. It's what any soldier would have done. The same goes for me. Yo. A curse by Camilla's personal guard. The secret art of the have-nots, I hear. I'm also infected with TSK and have half a day left to live. And there's a possibility an even more powerful curse than the have-nots, one beyond placed on Furykov, could be turned on me too. Isn't this exciting?
How are you gonna get out of this one, Benjamin?
Yes, sir. What do we do to the enemy? Destroy them. And death, our friend. Yo.
I'm starting to get suspicious here.
Of what?
It's looking like there's too many flags that are pointing us to think that Benjamin is meant to die. Because it's like, this is inescapable. He has basically...
So here's the thing, right? Between this chapter and last, and also on Twitter, I discussed a theory. Well, it wasn't really a theory. It was just a thought. We don't know what his spirit beast does yet. I think I posted a tweet about that like 4 or 5 days ago. And because that's the thing, is like all through this, we're seeing all these death things be piled on him. Same thing with him using TSK on Camilla, which I actually think we talked about post the last videos. We don't know what her Nen Beast does either. And they're having these inescapable conditions, but they have these super powerful Nen Beasts, and we've only really seen what a couple of them can do at this point. However, we know that they are strong, like ridiculously strong. So and we also saw his guardian spirit beast, which I think me and you talked about, sort of blow away the weakness of the spirits that looked like the same curse of the have-nots that was on Fugetsu, right?
Yeah.
So it leaves me to wonder, what kind of mechanics could they have here? All right, who are we? Cock and Royal Army, Squad 1. I'll look into who the 9th Prince could currently be switched with. The feather on their hand is a giveaway, so discovery will only be a matter of time. Low-key happy Balsamico's back too. Just smart. Another smart character is always welcome in Hunter. I leave it up to you. Find him. The coin is powerful enough that holding it for 10 days makes you spontaneously confess your secrets. Oh. The number is currently still 10, but I fear there will be further effects at the next magnitude. That's what happened to Tubeppa? Holding it for 10 days makes you confess your secrets. So Zhonglei knows what he needs to know about Tubeppa? Keep it. There won't be any more changes. There aren't many places Zhonglei could go. That's a bit of a rash conclusion. Herd them from the top and crush them below. They're at Onior's spot.
Okay.
Sheesh, I was eating. If Prince Zhonglei escaped below tier 1, I can leave it to the Squad 3 recon team. Detain the Shu and Shah bosses on suspicion of treason and conspiracy to overthrow the government. Escort them to the Justice Bureau. Considering Zhonglei's path, it's clear Onior assisted in his escape. That's a felony. Tell them their only valid bargaining chip is the prince's whereabouts. Oh, they got broccoli too? Not my mans.
Ooh.
Not my mans. Zhonglei went to tier 2 right before the declaration via crossbridge from inside the Shu boss residence, currently confirming the route and following his trail. Follow-up report in 15 minutes. Good. Tell the Squad 3 and 7 recon teams and the scouts to focus on capturing Zhonglei and 7th Prince Lucerus. If multiple princes survive past the deadline, we'd be in the darkest timeline. Does that mean it's equally bad if all of us are dead? Nay. That's a scenario that leads to a legislated national emergency, separate from the succession battle. Emergency Law Article 1, sustaining the monarchy in a crisis. If the monarch, as well as all the successors eligible for the throne, are dead or face inevitable death through unavoidable attacks such as a bomb, an epidemic, riot, or natural disaster. Camilla has been infected with TSK and will die in 13 to 19 hours. Struggle all you want, you pulled the trigger first. Circumstantial evidence will all point to your terrorist attack. What is this? Is this him using Moose ability? Bell can come even during martial law. He's the Surgeon General. Call him now. Bring equipment and personnel from the Central Medical Office. Have the CDC or R&D, anybody, find out whether this bacteria is a bacteria or a virus. Cheetle and Leorio enter scene, perhaps?
Possibly.
Could be Tubeppa, too. I eliminated TSERRIEDNICH. I feel like I flushed a massive problem out of my bowels.
Oh my gosh. Didn't you say that it looked like he just took a massive trip?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was trying to take one. He was a parasite eating cocaine from the inside. He fails as a human being, much less king. I finally have one less weight on my shoulders. Actually squished his face with his boot. Wow. I infected 5th Prince Tubeppa and 6th Prince Tyson with TSK. They will die shortly after Camilla. I don't have a grudge against either of them. I can even respect them, but they're not king material. I won't waste your deaths. I will protect and guide the next king and the next, and the one after that as a leader of an ideal nation. Rest in peace. That monologue is a little bit interesting to me.
And the next, and the one after that, and a leader in an ideal nation.
Because, I mean, he doesn't have any grievances with them at all. He said, I can even respect them. So it's really just got to do what I got to do here, which is a bit grave, but, you know, it is what it is as well.
Yeah.
11th Prince Fugetsu. God damn, she looks crazy. Her haggard appearance following 10th Prince Kacho's death cannot be faked. She was swarming with evil spirits and ghosts attracted to those who despair. Fugetsu is already as good as dead. She has suffered enough. I can at least let her die a peaceful death. The official story will be that she committed suicide by poison because she was afraid of the TSK infection. May she be born into an ordinary family in her next life. Interesting. 14th Prince Wobble, or rather, 8th Queen Oito. I don't know why it says prince, but whatever. Even if it was a last-ditch effort, I'm not impressed by this baby swap. But I can understand how she felt. To be surrounded by a family who would trade a baby's life for riches. And that's her sister, a fellow mother of an infant, was the only one who supported her when she tried to defy that fate. It's a fact that is 99% likely Wobble is ineligible. But who says I have to accept this fact as reality? It'll be a simple matter to have them officially declared dead. In deference to their resolve and with respect for their heart-wrenching decision to exchange their beloved children. If I can prove that Wobble is elsewhere, I will let their clan off with exile. But if the real Wobble is on board, whether she's eligible or not, I will accuse them of using a cheap trick to vie for the throne and have their entire clan wiped out for real. Emergency Powers Act. If the deaths of all heirs are unavoidable and only the current king survives, the current king will immediately name the next successors in order and prepare for a contingency. Before I die, I must eliminate the remaining princes or infect them with TSK. So we're looking at Miriam, Zhonglei, Lugerus, Hulkenberg. A complete annihilation. Once that future is inevitable, it triggers the act, and father will declare my child next in line for the throne. That's a bit of a guarantee you're banking on. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Benjamin's guardian spirit beast ability, Gypsy Life, Bohemian Rhapsody. After Benjamin's death, it fuses with his Nen and selects one of his blood relatives to become their guardian spirit beast. Once a prince fuses with the Nen beast and loses their human body, like Prince Kacho, their right of succession is lost. The criteria for selecting which blood relative to haunt can be determined by Benjamin ahead of time or left to his guardian spirit beast's discretion. Forever after, the same criteria will be used every time the host dies and a new host must be chosen. According to Fury Cobb, my guardian spirit beast ability is one I can use to protect the Kakin Empire for all eternity. We'll talk about this. I have thoughts.
Huge.
I have thoughts. If Beyond's curse is directed at me, the surest way to undo the curse is to bounce it back. I must die first. If by chance Beyond's curse activates first, depending on its power and nature, there's a risk it may render my guardian spirit beast powerless. Curse Mother and her treacherous plot. She knew Furykov couldn't eliminate the worst case scenario, that Beyond's curse could be directed at me, and used that to manipulate him. She gave him the TSK, knowing that my desire for national prosperity and selfless service to the public should lead me to declare special martial law. Through Furykov, she encouraged a murder-suicide of the other princes. She wants any one of her children to become king. When she learned of Beyond's ambition, she shifted her focus to the brother who can more easily be manipulated. How dare she abuse Furykov's loyalty and mock me? I'm sure that seeing my actions, she's assured herself of her victory. Unfortunately, I will ask her to choose her own life or that of my brother, the ultimate choice. Banger again. Banger again.
He did it. He did it.
He just keeps going. And okay, so thoughts. Let's go top to bottom really quickly, right?
Yeah, please.
So we start at the top. TSERRIEDNIC'S alive. That's all there is to it. There's not much more to discuss about that.
There is something to discuss about this.
Okay, what do you want to discuss about it?
How long is the parallel universe move supposed to last?
It's 10 seconds, but if the body's still there,
then has he pushed it beyond its limits?
I think so. It's hard to say. I mean, we won't know until we flash to him. I think that's a very relevant question.
Yeah, because it's more than him mastering Zetsu at this point.
Right.
So, okay. This might be a Hail Mary type of prediction here, but we might not see TSERRIEDNIC for a good minute. He's going to be out of the picture, only to come back last minute and maybe interrupt whatever looks like a conclusive end to the Succession War.
Yeah, he might backdoor some shit, but this might also push him into conflict elsewhere. It's not a guarantee, but it just really depends where he goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this could be, he has to be buried. I think it was his fake body that he wanted to be buried.
It doesn't even, the body's gonna get buried. He just wants it in a coffin so it's out of sight.
Absolutely. But I mean, the thing, it'll confirm exactly what Hulkenberg's body did as well, which is a very natural pivot to the next point. But Hulkenberg's body was put in there and it said he was still eligible. So there's that. But in addition, where is Hulkenberg now?
We don't know.
No.
We simply don't know.
No.
At first I was gonna be like, is he still in Balsamico maybe? I don't know.
No, he's definitely not. Because
I know Balsamico has his time.
We saw him aim from room 1009. He shot at somebody else. And they confirmed he was him. So before he took over, Hulkenberg got out of there. But where did he go?
That's interesting. Okay.
Where did he go? And then past that, it'd be very interesting for a lot of his analysis here to be wrong, which Togashi does love to do, right? But first, before we get to that analysis, we can look at Tyson and Tubeppa's situation. It looks grave, but we don't fully know the extent of what either of their spirit beasts are capable of too. So much like we just saw with Benjamin's, it's going to be interesting to how they play into the rest of their lifespan or extending it. Tubeppa shined this chapter a little bit. Benjamin had a great chapter. The dynamic between him and his military is exceptional. And just, yeah, his ability to move around is too. Tubeppa Nenbeast could be a counter to the TSK. I think it's more likely that Camilla's may be. Like that, the plant looking thing.
Oh, okay.
But I think Tubeppa's could also aid in her own ability to like it could give her a mechanic with which to counter the TSK for sure. And then we look at Camilla also is looking for a way to get that off of her, which could really play into a Leorio / Cheetle appearance. Tubeppa could be involved too. There could be some cooperation here, but I doubt it. I don't think Tubeppa likes Camilla very much and would actually be pretty okay with her dying. But to the last page here, this throws us all the way back to like episode 2. Where one day, Gon said I could really be forced to make that choice between like a son or a daughter's life, or my mother or my lover, or in this case, myself or my son. Very interesting recall. You don't have anything to say?
What's up with the ability being called Bohemian Rhapsody? That isn't that like a Queen? That's a Queen song.
Yes. So let's hold on. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Lost in the nest and all this stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, it actually makes perfect sense given what the ability does. So the traditional meaning for a rhapsody is a stitcher of epic songs. So like someone who sews epic songs together. A bohemian is a person who lives an unconventional, non-conformist lifestyle. Often focused on artistic, musical, or literary pursuits rather than societal rules and material wealth. So the reason the guardian spirit's beast's ability would be called that is because of what it puts Benjamin in position to do. He wouldn't have a traditional life. He would live on forever effectively as a guardian spirit, assuring the prosperity of his nation. Or it would do so in his stead. Kind of. And that's the last thing we tabled that I wanted to talk about. The thing I wanted to talk about was, I don't even remember that. If you're talking about the choice, it was the very first game they had to play in the Hunter exam, the Doki Doki exciting quiz or whatever, with the lady in sort of the native guard with the little like screen behind her to redirect people before they got to the Kirikos. And she asked the guy in front of them to choose who to save, his mother or his lover, and he chose his mother because you can always replace your lover, and told her that told them just to tell her what she wanted to hear. And then they were asked a question about your son or your daughter. Leorio tripped out, but silence was the right answer because there's no right answer, so on and so forth. That's that. And then Gon was sitting there reflecting even after they won, because he's like, well, yes, we won, but also it's a good idea to ponder on that question because one day I might be put in that situation, and what do I do then? There's your TLDR for that moment. And I've watched Hunter x Hunter too many times. I have just felt the gravity of that. Because I damn near quoted that situation verbatim. It was the lady in like the native guard with the gap tooth, and then she had some people that looked like some shit from Silent Hill behind her. It's able to synthesize various drugs. That's what Tubeppa's beast can do? Oh yeah, yeah, that very much could help. Well, even if it can't synthesize the counter to TSK, it could potentially synthesize the TSK itself, and then with her own ingenuity, or the ingenuity of like a Cheeto and a Leorio, it could be reversed. Or Sanbika Norton could actually become relevant, the #1 doctor in the association. So there's Doki Doki Futaku quiz. See? There you go. With the little horns and the symbol. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, looking like they were back there looking like Shy Guys from Silent Hill. But anyways, so what I was thinking here, we got very off track. What I was thinking relative to Benjamin's spirit beast is, what if, based on the conditions he's in, he's not able to direct the spirit beast to who he chooses, and it becomes up to the spirit beast's will. And the spirit beast doesn't necessarily share the same will as him. It might be more pragmatic. And there might be somebody that's still alive that is the worst case scenario for who it could choose. You understand what I'm saying?
What's the ramification of this choice, though? The consequence of this choice is just it chooses who to haunt. It doesn't necessarily ensure who becomes king. This is just like
it's not even haunt, it's augment is the better way that I would put it. But that's what I'm saying is like, what if it decides to, what if the choice isn't left up to Benjamin because he gets clapped in a way where he doesn't get to intentionally direct it, and then it becomes TSERRIEDNIC'S Nen Beast.
No, I could see through your implication.
Yeah.
And
but it's an augment. See, I don't know what it can do for him. But we don't need it to be able to do anything for him. Like, that's kind of the point.
Oh, I guess, yeah, to give him any additional
don't turn
abilities.
him like, bro. He's already got 2. He's already Blackbeard. Let's not give him a 3rd.
Is this to assume that this do you think we have the full readout of what this spirit beast's ability is?
No, we don't have the technicalities on how it works. We know everything we need to know because it's going to take Benjamin's Nen with it. Hopefully it doesn't take his Hatsu. That would be abysmal in that case. But then Seri would then become truly unstoppable. I mean, to pretty much everybody on the ship that's not like, okay, who has a chance at beating him?
Hold on. Before you get into that, before you dive into that, I feel like I'm missing something, because on the surface, this spirit beast seems like it sucks.
Why?
Because the only part about its ability that I understand is that it fuses with the host, and then it chooses who to haunt later. That all it's doing is floating around.
No, it chooses immediately.
Right, and then when it chooses the other person, it's just going to be hiding in the background the same way it's hiding in the background for Benjamin, waiting for its new host to die.
It appears
choose
to
somebody
compile
else.
Nen as it goes.
But then what will it ultimately do with the Nen? Does it attack? Does it ever defend the host? That's what I'm asking. I
can't tell you, but I can tell you that assuming it sucks is, I think, erroneous, because if it does anything with the Nen, that's a problem. Like, that's a problem.
I guess it is faulty to think that, this is...
Yeah, because what you were assuming is it's just a container for the Nen.
Yeah, that's how it reads out. It's like, it's just going to take this person.
It's intentionally vague, brother. I don't think that's the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it's... Because if he does choose, okay, there's another angle this could go, actually. Because if it fuses with his Nen, because there's 2 things written here. It fuses with his Nen. Hold on, let me go look at the draft translation.
Okay. One thing we can assume, though, is that this is the amalgamation of a bunch of past relatives of Benjamin. That this spirit beast is the container for other princes, and Benjamin is the final choice in some long succession of who keeps inheriting this Nen beast. But it's just like, okay, when is this thing gonna pop? Because it's not defending the host in real time.
Right. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find. Let's see. All right, I'm looking at.
And I feel like I'm crazy. I could have sworn when Furkov and Benjamin was talking about what his beast could do, I thought it was like gonna choose the king or have influence over who becomes king. But it's just choosing who gets it next.
Okay. They take turns choosing each succeeding host. So Benjamin would have a will still? Okay, so this is interesting.
Okay.
The decision is whether first Prince Benjamin or his guardian beast will choose the initial host. Thereafter, they take turns. So, okay, I'm wondering if Benjamin's will is present inside of this situation. Because if Benjamin's will is present inside of, by draft translation, do you mean Voracious Drake? So there's a couple. There's a Japanese translator that did it for King Freaks. There's another one where there's somebody I follow on my Hunter account that may have a second translation, and then Voracious Drakes would be a third. So I'm just verifying the information from every source that I can, basically. Where is it? I swear I followed them. I guess I didn't. Fuck, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. There we go. What do you got for me? Okay, so there's Voracious Drake. Okay. So, yeah, there's two. There's two different translations. Let's see. So yeah, it just says they take turns. So I guess my question becomes, how much agency does his conscience, because he keeps saying I will guide over these things, right? How much agency does he have once he fuses with his guardian spirit beast? If it's significant, if it chooses TSERRIEDNICH, it's not the end of the world, because he could just potentially run some sort of cheese and then move on to the next. It's tough. It's tough to say, but because one, it would be horrible initially if it went to TSERRIEDNICH, but then, like I said, is he bound to actually helping him, or can he just like run subterfuge? Because then it's not all bad. It really, I don't know who it would choose or who he would choose, and it's such a wide array to try and consider. So I guess if you're comfortable, we can wrap this up just by thinking about what are the plot threads we need to pay attention to. 1, Crollo. 2, Hisoka. The friendship troop, obviously, that they didn't get inserted for no reason. Morena, Orkson, Data, Kurapika for obvious reasons. The rest of the troop, beyond Crollo, which is Nobunaga and Finks going to, or no, not Nobunaga and Finks, sorry. Nobunaga going to tier 4 to go to the waste management facility. Finks and Phaeton going up to tier 2 to try and find the AE. The various Zodiacs that are with Beyond and Beyond. Cheeto, Leorio, and then our various princes. I think that covers, well, okay, you've also got Henry and Zakuro looking to run into the troop, it looks like. Then Kenny Wang, who's teamed up with Morena. Broccoli and Onio are captured. Zhonglei is with Melody and Fugetsu, I'm pretty sure. Lugerus is somewhere. Tyson and Tubeppa are kind of cheesed right now. Camilla's kind of cheesed right now. No one can get to Miriam and Bisky and Hanzo, so that's that. And then Long He and any other child of Beyond. And then whatever the fuck Bobby Mina's up to.
Beyond the aura farming, yeah.
That's the true wild card right there.
Certainly. We don't know. He just not
Currently
saying
more of a wild
anything.
card than Hisoka.
Watch Bobby be the pen
Watch him be the what?
to this entire, to the pen, the underpinning, the key to this entire thing. Whenever he makes his move,
That's my boy, Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Do you think Jing and Pariston do anything? No. So I've long held the idea, right, since before we even got 391, that we could still see somebody get infinitely just low diff aura farmed when they get off the boat. Like, let like a TSERRIEDNICH or a Benjamin or somebody get off the boat. I'm the king. Nobody can see me. And then they get hit up like how Ramot did when he thought he was going to be the king by Neferpitou, right? And it's just like beyond Jing and Pariston. Could literally happen to anybody. Because I think those are truly, at least in the human realm, I'm not going to go so far as to say any of them are stronger than Meruem, although I think all three of them would beat Meruem in a fight, because various reasons. But Netero, he said he hasn't been the top Nen user for like 60 years, which means he's probably slowed down, his aura is descaled, all of those things, which at the very least means I think Jing and beyond would take him. Pariston claims to be weak, doubt it. And all of them would have extremely strong Hatsus. So even if they weren't in principle stronger than Meruem, the differential in Nen experience and refinement, because Meruem hadn't come up with any real Hatsu. He was just able to get stronger and stronger as an emitter, and eventually, you know, gain Yuppie and Poof's abilities, but he didn't really have any of his own, right? He wasn't even using N. He wasn't doing anything. He was just strong as shit. So, yeah, any one of them would squash whoever gets off of this ship, in my estimation. Like, I think Jing would walk up to, for example, Camila, refuse to kill her, and then that'd be the end of that, because how can you make him kill you? You can't do any damage to him. Benjamin in his current state, or as the king. Nasubi couldn't do anything to any of those three either, I don't think. So, yeah, I don't necessarily see them getting involved, but if they were to get involved, I see them making short work of whatever issue keeps them from going to the continent. That is how I see it, truthfully. And as for, you think Jing is stronger than Adult Gon? Depends, because based on Netero scaling, I think you get stronger at Nen up until you're about 50. If the question is, do I think he's stronger in raw potential than Gon, or stronger in raw strength than Gon? Probably not, because I don't think Jing is an enhancer. However, do I think that Jing would beat Adult Gon in a fight? Yes, because the strength gap would be close enough, and once again, there's that Nen experience Hatsu refinement gap, that because all Adult Gon had was a very, very strong version of rock, paper, scissors. There's no way a move of that caliber would be enough to thwart Jing, or beyond, or Pariston. Because the move itself is just really still a joke. Like, it's massively strong, don't get me wrong. But how do you hit him? How do you line a Nen user of that caliber up for those conditions to where you hit them? Because that's what Gon gained, is just pure strength. So he gained pure strength to where he would be able to contend with pre-death Meruem, but I don't even know if he'd beat pre-death Meruem in a fight, because it'd be probably a speed tie or close to it. He wouldn't have that overwhelming just physical presence advantage he had on Neferpitou, and I would have to imagine it would be quite the same with at least Beyond and Jing, and in my estimation, Pariston as well. He hit Pitou though? Correct. Pitou is not as strong as any of those three. For sure.
Pitou is not a Meruem, Pitou is not a Jing.
Yeah. Jing walking up to Pitou with his hands in his pockets, Killua style. I promise you. Anybody who is going to the Dark Continent with their free will is not worried about Pitou. Maybe Meruem. But even still, hey, Netero gave Meruem a little bit of sauce at like age 120. He hadn't been the top Nen user for 50 or 60 years. What is Netero at 60 doing with Meruem? Is he winning? And who's to say Netero at 60 is stronger than Jing? Jing at what? He's 32, 33, something like that. And who's to say, you see how she did Kite though? Yeah, but Kite is nothing to those people. And let's be clear, they got into a fight where Kite activated his Hatsu multiple times before he died because he cut down all them trees in the area. When she was sitting down in the forest with his head, that bitch was destroyed. Pito and Kite had a squabble. Pito and Kite had a squabble. And if I had to estimate Kite's strength, it would be a little above or a little below the troop. And I'm not saying the troop are anything to play with, because they also have different kinds of abilities and things. Like, I feel like the troop members most likely to fare the best against the Chimera Ants are probably just Finks and Phaeton and Krollo, to be honest. That's probably it. But even still, it's like none of those people are anything to Beyond and Jing, at least, and I would estimate Periston as well. There's just no way Periston is humanly weak and managed to attract the attention of Jing to where Jing's annoyed by him. There's no way that guy is not a powerful menace. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. But yeah, it's any of those three are low diffing a Royal Guard. Because any of those three, I would wager that they have more power behind their ability to fight than Netero had with his Bodhisattva, because basically it was just a speed demon at this point. Even if it hit Pito a bunch of times, it smacked her like multiple miles and did no damage. He hit Meruem so many times. He used all his Nen in one go and put some scratches on bro. And once again, not saying he's weak, but I just do not consider Nen users approaching their prime with Hatsu, which probably work differently, because ultimately, right, Netero's Hatsu had a bunch of contingencies, but it was basically just a very advanced rock, paper, scissors. It's like, no matter what you do, I have a new draw for you. I have a new card. I have 99 different cards where I can just slap the shit out of you, and if none of those work, I can do my zero hand. But those are all banking on a straight up engagement, a one-on-one combat system, or maybe multiple on one combat system, right? But it's so straightforward. Jing shit ain't finna be like that. We already know, even if Beyond's ultimate Hatsu is like that, look at what he can do with these curses. He put a curse on, like, his curse is probably stronger than Karapika's curse, that has that gigantic restriction on it. Because, I mean, Abengane was able to remove it with relative ease. Now, what happened to Abengane after? We have no idea. None. But he got rid of it in much quicker than a year. Because from the end of Greed Island to now, what's our time period? Like 4 months? 6 months? Keep in mind, Beyond put a curse on how many individuals? Well, assuming he did it himself, assuming it came from his Nen, assuming it wasn't from one of his cohorts, right? He put a curse on dozens of individuals. Dozens. And the one who is a competent enough Nen user to be able to identify it and potentially decipher it, it would have taken him 1 year to identify it and another calendar year to be able to remove it. And that is either somebody else's Hatsu or a secondary Hatsu he has. It's not his primary joint. That motherfucker is strong. But yeah, I mean, I guess last question I'll field real quick before we get out of here, because we did run way over time, and Ricky's about to like lock himself in a bathroom and scream. So we didn't answer who would be able to beat Sari in a fight if he got that third Nen Beast. There's a longer list somebody put above. I don't think Ahsoka, maybe Crollo. Crollo, just because he's so versatile. Maybe Phaeton. Pain Packer is just a lot. Finks in like a 1 in 1,000 scenario where he just lands a clean hit and Sari's not in his ability. Finks landing a clean hit can basically clear anybody, to be clear. Then Jing beyond Periston. Ricky, what are you doing?
What is it? What does it sound like?
Darth Vader, as somebody said in the chat.
I can't believe you could hear that. That's insane.
Clearly.
I am so far away from the mic. Okay, all right, go again.
Yeah, I think that's it. Jing beyond Periston, maybe in ideal circumstances, Phaeton, Finks, and then maybe Crollo if he has the right collection of knowledge and abilities. That's it. Then I guess Camilla if he's really dumb. Outside of that, it's like, that's it. That's it. That's it. I guess you could potentially suggest one of the Zodiacs, but we don't got shit. We don't know. Yeah, like, I mean, a fighter in the Zodiacs, maybe. I think, actually, a couple Zodiacs who would really interestingly give people problems are Sayu and Mizaistum, because they both have, like, very interesting conditional, like, trap abilities, right? Bodobai and Ginta, I think, are the strongest. Kanzai is pretty strong, too. But I mean, Illumi is stronger than Ginta by Hisoka's measurement. And Kanzai. Sayu and Bodobai are question marks, as well as Mizaistum. But yeah, we can't really say. I had fun this chapter. I can't wait for the next one. And yes. I think that's a good point for the Yap X Yap to conclude. I will be back tomorrow or the next day, maybe. Ricky, you got anything to say to the people?
I just want them to join us the next time. Then we can maybe do a deeper dive. And to be honest with you, bro, I want to do kind of like a post chop, because there's some more investigations that we could do to really dig into, like, what the heck is this spirit beast about?
I am
so fascinated by it. But we can wrap up here.
Absolutely.
Maybe for the stream we give them another like 2 minutes.
Yep. So there's at least 3 more chapters. He's already handed in 424. So actually, we'll see if this continues past a 10 batch. I'm not being overly optimistic. It's just it could be on the table. We're going to be pushing out more content, so follow all of the platforms if you feel so inclined. And if any of you guys want to subscribe to watch any of the old reactions for the Ricky episodes and things like that, or get ahead of the other content we'll be doing, like when we actually get into the podcast format, like the uncensored podcast and stuff like that with no cuts, as well as we'll start uploading these unedited too, I think, on the Patreon. I'll give you that as well. And I think that should do it. Without any further ado, we're about to sign off. Feel free to join in my Discord so we can chop it up in the Hunter x Hunter manga channel. And we will see you later. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your health. Take care of your people. Take care of your responsibilities. And we grow every day. You know the deal. All right? Have a good night.